The next step is to install the Scriptwriters Toolkit templates in the standard location where they will be found whenever you do a file new from a personal template. Now, we can't use the standard method of saving a template in Microsoft Word on the Macintosh because it doesn't work properly. There's a bug there, and it would lose all the automated capabilities, the macros. So we have to do it in a rather non-standard fashion of actually finding the folder where the templates are stored and copying all the templates into that folder. So the first thing we have to do is to find out where templates are stored. So the easy way to do that is to make a template and store it. So we begin by opening Microsoft Word. And we do a file, this is the file menu, and new, and a blank document. Double click. Right, we now have a blank document, and you can see the normal facilities, Microsoft Word here. So we'll begin by creating some headed stationery for a hypothetical myself. Right. Right, that will do for the sort of heading. Now, we don't want them on the left-hand side of the page, so we highlight the whole paragraph and bring down the home menu here. Sorry, it was already down. And select the right justified paragraph. So that moves them all over to the right-hand side. And then we change the font to be bigger, say 16, and change it to a sort of handwriting text. Which one shall we use? There's many of them here. Let's use Bodini MT. Oh, there's lots of them. Bold. There we go. We now have some headed stationery. So we're going to save that as a template. And it will take a note of actually where the templates are stored when we do it. So, the next thing we do is go to File, Save as a Template. The template location opens like this, and we're going to rename it as just my headed paper. Templates. This tells us where it's going to store it, but we don't. That's only just the last bit of the address. So if we try to bring this down and have a look, that doesn't help because those are just the favorites. What we want is the pathway. So if we click this little down arrow here, then if we look at this particular thing, we can see, I'm holding the left button down, we can see that templates is stored in the folder called user contents, which is stored in a folder called UB blah 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 office, which is stored in containers, which is stored in library of username. Now we know those because we did that earlier. So we need to write these down: library, group containers, blah blah blah, office, user content, templates, because we're going to use them to navigate to there in a moment. Right, I've released my finger from the click button, and we're going to store the My Headed paper in the templates folder. And now we've finished with this particular activity, so we can close the document and close Microsoft Word. Now, the next thing we're going to do is to copy all the templates of the Scriptwriters Toolkit into that folder. But first we have to find the folder again. So, open Finder, go to your own name here, which we activated earlier. Go to Library, which we made visible earlier. Then within Library, you may remember it was Group Containers. You look at your written list. And within Group Containers, it was the one ending in Office. Get the name here correct here in case there are more than one Microsoft thing. So we open this portion here. Then within that, it was user content. And then finally, we've reached the templates folder. We don't want to have to chase through all this every time we want to reach the templates folder. So we are going to make an alias of this location and store that in a more convenient spot. So first of all, I do a right button click on templates and I choose make alias. Right, that has made an alias which is a pointer to the templates folder. That's what that little arrow there is showing, it's a pointer. And this is the equivalent of Microsoft Windows shortcut link file. So I'm going to first of all bring that out onto the desktop, and I'm going to store it in the Documents folder for future use. So I select Documents here, and then I simply drag this back into there. Now that means that when we go to Documents, we can now go to the Templates folder quickly just by clicking on that particular item. So I'll close that for the moment so that we're equivalent to starting from fresh. You will have received the templates by a download, so we'll go and find the templates first. Finder, new window, downloads. You will have received the Scriptwriters Toolkit as a downloaded file, which is in the form of a zip file. The name will be slightly different than this, but it will be the most recent zip file downloaded, and it will have a relevant name. Now, if you double click on that, then macOS automatically unpacks the zip file, which is a compressed file, into a folder, into the contents of the zip file, which in this case was a folder called Script6. If I open up Script6, you'll see that there are all the templates of the Scriptwriters Toolkit. Now we want to move those to the templates folder, which we now know how to get to. So I'll just move it to the desktop for the moment. So I've moved it to the desktop, and then we go to Documents, where one of the files, there's only one file in here, one of the files is the templates alias. So we can double click that, and this opens the templates folder, and you can see the one that we stored, the template that we stored earlier, and the background template that always exists with Microsoft Word. To install the toolkit, all we now have to do is to move that into there. That's it. It's all we need to do. We can now close the templates folder. The toolkit is now installed in Microsoft Word, and we can just do a very quick test to make sure that everything is correct. So we open Word, and we do a file new. Now the templates are stored in, at the top here we have the featured ones which Microsoft produce, and the personal ones which you produce or the user produces. Here are all the templates of the toolkit. The personal mechanism there ignores the fact that they were in a subfolder, unlike Microsoft Windows, and then you can see that the templates are stored here. So to use one, we've gone to Microsoft Word and New, and then we choose the template. We went to Personal first, then we choose the template and double click it, and this will open a new blank document based on that template. The use of templates will be covered in the next tutorial. So we'll simply close this one and close Microsoft Word. That concludes the process of installing the Scriptwriters Toolkit. The next video will show you how to use it.